and with your might, we will fight together. We complete the circuit.
That's the type of guy for me. Flip those switches, turn those knobs. The shoes rest red can do the job. MECHA. You and I can save the day. First punch left, then punch right. Bad guys, they'll be out of sight.
When our hearts become one with your Korean and my blood, we belong together. We complete the circuit. If we believe and work as a team, just look and see what we can achieve. If we believe and work as a team, just look and see what we can achieve.
It was the showdown of the century! Pawn Ranger and Mold Tricks, our favorite breadwinner and tomorrow's leftovers. As Pawn was about to deliver their final blow, they locked eyes and they saw themselves in each other. Then the civilians witnessed something they never expected. Our beloved Pawn reached out their hand to Mold Tricks. And
reach out, feel myself connecting. You're safe, your smiles are protecting each step that I make. New okay, racing through the night, and we know it is right. Can you record us all? It's only perfect future. Is it working? Hi. Hi, everyone. Hold on, let me start up my... I have a playlist of Undertale and Deltarune music, because it's really important to the story of, like, of, KAiZOU NiNGEN's creation. But I didn't really expect it to be Megalovania first on the list, actually. Hi Aiden, hello Mai, hi Kay, hello Nakamo. Hello everyone, how's it going? Welcome to the Q&A stream for... Yeah, Megalovania right from the start. We're here for the Q&A stream. Hold on, shift my shit around so I can actually work. Because I know I'm gonna get distracted by Megalovania. So welcome to the, I'm gonna take these off for now. So, yeah, starting with, right off with the banger, right from Megalovania, TLDR, welcome to the KAiZOU NiNGEN Q&A stream. I've been, like, just in the void for the past 3 weeks. I look insane right now. I've been playing off, the RPG. I've been beating off for 3 weeks. Hello, Kubi. It's time to get baked. The sun is shining, the birds are singing, and kids like you should be listening to my EP. This is maybe not the most optimal, but you know what? Whatever. So this is gonna be like a companion piece to the interview that I did on with Eggy on Idolize, where I talked about my EP a lot. This is like 2 years in the making. I think I said like a year and a half, but realistically it was more like 2-ish years. Like, I always kind of have like stuff kicking around and production hell, and then sometimes I'll make it to the end, sometimes they take longer, and then it's just however long that it actually takes. But yeah, I mean, I guess we're gonna start with the inception of KAiZOU NiNGEN. I started working on KAiZOU NiNGEN about 2 or so years ago. Mainly these were just like ideas that I had in my head. Just ideas to, like, you know, for a bunch of different original songs. I mean, Complete the Circuit was there. I think the last, and then Perfect Future was like a demo at one point, and it all sort of like, you know, it all sort of kind of fell together. Sometimes EP is just a matter of like how many songs are done in one, and I know that I wanted to release an EP altogether. Off topic, but I'm about to eat the banchan. Please eat the pickled radish in my honor. I love pickled radish. You know, I figured it was like about time, so like there was no like concrete theming for like KAiZOU NiNGEN. It was more so like the song, you know, there was no theme really initially for KAiZOU NiNGEN. Like, I just had a bunch of songs, so like, my first original single, Guardian, is very much like a thesis statement for my project. I mean, I feel like most people's debut singles really are. And then after that we had, like, Hunter Sanjo, which is, I mean, the message of, like, Guardian is, like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, but I'm doing it anyway, essentially. Racing through the night and all that. And then after that, it's like Hunter Sanjo, because it's like about all the, you know, I like being here, and I like being a hero to you guys, and all that good lyrical content. And with KAiZOU NiNGEN, I wanted to like flesh that a little bit out. So the 3 songs, technically 4 on the album, one intro track, and then 3 meat of songs: Complete the Circuit, Perfect Future, and I Want to Die Like a Gilmore House Girl, which had a title kicking around for it since the end of 2023. Oh, yeah, chaos! Fuck me, man. Okay, I need to get a new camera. Hi. Ooh. It's all falling apart. Hold up. I'm gonna be right back while I fix this. Camera machine broke. Oh, listen, is it really a Pawn Ranger stream if I'm not, like, crying, pissing, and shitting the entire time? What am I supposed to do with myself? I just can't help myself. I think that's the problem. Alright. There we go. Yeah, the Deltarune soundtrack is just really loud. Alright, here we go. Alright, is this better? Is that volume a little better? Let me move it down a little bit more. If that's helpful. Alright, there we go. Yeah. Camera machine broke. What was I talking about? What was I talking about? Okay. KAiZOU NiNGEN has an EP. Existed. As an idea, a little twinkle in my mind. Since, I'm gonna turn this down a little bit more. Since 2023. 3 songs, 1 intro track. And what was I gonna talk about? It's over. It's so over for me. Alright, anyway. We'll go through track by track and talk about their origin points and what is going on with those. And then we'll talk a bit about, like, the graphic design and the idea and the branding and everything for KAiZOU NiNGEN. So we're gonna start with KAiZOU NiNGEN Lives. KAiZOU NiNGEN Lives started life as Heisei D2, Hey Bus Driver, which is the proper legal name of the Heisei D2 overture music from Northwest Idol Fest 2024. Real 90s kids remember the collaboration that I did with Melancholia last year. I ended up shifting that into a track as like an intro thing because I felt kind of it entering in on like Complete the Circuit with no preamble was a little stronger of an impression that than I wanted to like make. So I think Puka Puka 2025 this year, Puka Puka Natu Matsuri, came around this year, and it I was like, shit, I need like some walk-on music. So I made some in like half an hour. And then I was like, actually, this kind of rocks. Very integral to this. If you're a Transformers fan, you might remember the toy leaks that happened around the time. For a little Autobot named Jalopy. Which is crazy, because, for a little Autobot named G1 Jalopy. G1 Jalopy didn't exist. G1 Jalopy just didn't exist. It's just someone's fake character. It was like someone made like a fake card for it that was like, this guy like eats garbage and like stinks, and he like breaks down in vehicle mode, and they have to put him down and shit like that. So like when those toy leaks came out, there was like a Twitter account that was like, hi, my name is Jalopy. I am Jalopy. And it was so fucking funny. Like, I kept like quoting it at manager meetings after like saying very decisive statements. Like, I'd be like, I want to perform more. My name is Jalopy. I want to make more music. I want this to be an EP. My name is Jalopy. I mean the EP was well in production by then. But, so there was, like, a post on Twitter. I need to find this again, because it was just like, I'm going to quit my job as a medical assistant to pursue music. My name is Jalopy. And the, like, track sounds like KAiZOU NiNGEN Lives. So that's really the, like, that's the genesis point for KAiZOU NiNGEN Lives, is because I thought that was so fucking funny, because I'm committed to the bit. I mean, there's two slogans for the Pawn Ranger project are eating sherbet with the perverts and do it for the bit, which is a crazy thing. But I wish I had a more, I feel like that's like such a bullshit story for, like, I don't have like a dramatic, like, I felt comfortable in my music making abilities, or like I had a real artistic vision, other than like I think starting with Complete the Circuit would have been a little too strong for what I wanted to accomplish. You know, other than KAiZOU NiNGEN Lives, my name is Jalopy. I don't fucking know. How wonderful is that, truly? I mean, the Transformers fandom is just the gift that keeps on giving. Which brings us right to Complete the Circuit, which started life as a song named A Boy and His Robot. Let me open up my Discord, because the Pawn Ranger staff side server stuff has a whole treasure trove of things, because this started life as a mini era. This is going to be like a single era before the EP. So this started life as there's a really old tokusatsu series called Giant Robo. And I'm not shitting you, it's literally called Giant Robo. In the States it was localized to Johnny Sacco and his Flying Robot. It's one of my favorite toku series of all time, truly. Johnny Sacco and his Flying Robot found me when I was depressed very many years ago, and made me happy. Terrible news, artist formerly known as Jalopy is too online. Oh, that's unfortunate. I think I'll try it. I'm sure it's like in my bookmarks. But yes. Complete the Circuit started life as A Boy and His Robot. It was going to be a mini era, very similar to like the Guardian and the Pawn Ranger Sandra era. I got, the idea was that I would dress in like a little blazer with teeny tiny shorts, and I would be like a vintage, like young boy style, old Super Robot series protagonist. I mean, not necessarily like a dynamic pro like shithead, but like the little guy, like a little guy from the 60s. And I mean, I was further emboldened because I think Atarashi Gako's Tokyo Calling came out around that time. And that has a lot of Ultra 7 references in it. You know, there's a lot to this, and it's probably, I'm trying to see where I can, if I'm like looking through the chat while I'm doing this, and there was a lot of stuff. The robot series Big O was going to be like a kind of like a visual, like Rosetta Stone for it, because I was just gonna really pull from a lot of my roots with a lot of like Atomic era stuff. I used as like an artist way before I was Pawn Ranger. I worked a lot with like a retrofuturist aesthetic. I think they call this Atom Punk, or something like that. Like like Fallout, like retro future type stuff. I'm a big fan. Actually, one of my if I wasn't unemployed, I would really have loved to been like a Atomic Heritage historian. Because I think that shit is so interesting and so important, and I specifically wanted to look at the ways that, like, we deal with that in art. And it ended up shifting into just a song, as I had more things in production. In our chat, we have, like, I had on my inspo board, like, we have come to terms from the end of Big O, and, like, from Evangelion, to my father, thank you, to my mother, farewell, and to all the children, congratulations. Sitting as, like, inspo stuff. And also, from Mortis, what I'm about to do has not been approved by the Vatican. And also, like, I mean, there's a bunch of stuff for this aesthetic. Oh my god, yeah, all are dead. There's, like, a music video by an old, like, Yabaq group. They are defunct now. Geek Parupunte, I think that's how you pronounce this group's name. I wanted to shoot, like, a music video in a garage. I'm sending it here. I had a whole plan for this. I wanted to see if, like, I could get Gundam Planet in on it, because I live, like, 45 minutes from Gundam Planet. That's crazy. Also, I really love this version of Yume in the Valley, actually. So, I messed around. And it was also, like, the first time that I worked in GarageBand, playing around with loops for a song. I mean, I was determined to, like, at least make the instrumental on my own. Because I couldn't find anyone that could do what I wanted to do. Because I wanted this to be, like, sample heavy. And, like, I ended up just making it myself. Like, some of the samples that are in there, like, all the Big O samples, like, the Who the Hell Am I sample is from, like, Big O. I have, like, a Ultraman, like, beam sound effect in there. I have, like, the Folks These Robots Are Hot from, like, a really old Transformers commercial in there. I really should make, like, a breakdown of all the samples that I use. A lot of these are, like, very, like, mixed media, like, found objects sound for art. And I got to a point and I realized I don't know how to make a melody or top line. And I'm going to need someone to help me. And that's where my friend Martha comes in. My friend Meow, it's Martha. They write lyrics. They've wrote lyrics for a bunch of other people. They've wrote lyrics for their own songs. I think they wrote lyrics for Alex Pinku and stuff. And I like their style, so I was like, you know what? If there's anyone that could kind of understand the vibe that I'm going for, it's Martha. And I come to Martha with it, and I was like, here's my idea. Here are all the inspirations. Here's, like, some lyrical vibes I like from the Proto-Men. Yeah, the Proto-Men are here. You know, because I was like, you know, I was listening to the Proto-Men, I was like, I would love to have a song that sounds like this, lyrically and production-wise. And I was like, I brought it to Martha, and I was like, Martha, can you help me? And Martha was like, I got you. And then the lyrics came back, and it sounded like I was trying to fuck the robot. And I was like, oh, Martha. Martha, I mean, I'm sure there was things I said while drunk at Delta HCon during the tour, but I didn't expect you to peg me that well, Martha. And I kind of just ran with it. I was like, you know what? You know what? This is a Robot Fucker song now. And we just decided to push on it. I mean, I like, I've always been a fan of that. I mean, Bravern came out the same year. I mean, I'm a fan of Transformers Kiss Players. Like, you know, I'm not opposed to that. I Yume ship. I mean, I Yume ship me and Ultra Magnus. Like, it's obvious. But, that being said, I think the important thing here is that, like, it started, like, it's just a building of, like, running with the bit, essentially. You know, I was like, okay, we can run with this, we can work with this, we can work with this for the branding. This is no longer just like an era, it's going to be part of an EP. So I don't have to worry about anything really else other than like it being cohesive with the rest of the songs that I wanted to add on the EP. Interestingly enough, with the Proto Man stuff, the Proto Man stuff, I brought this over because I saw that Maeve DeVoe had her commissions open, and her stuff sounds really good. She's really good at this. I sent it to her, and I was like, "Hey, are you interested in taking on this commission?" And Maeve was like, "Absolutely, I would love to do that." And Maeve is a total sweetheart. I think she is so fucking talented. She is so fucking talented. You guys, give her your money. And I sent it to her, and she was like, "You know what? I went crazy with it. Here you go." And sight unseen, I wasn't even like, here's Proto Men. Here's the Proto Men. Here's what I wanted out of this. She just made it. She just did it. And and now we have the Proto Men at home. Which is like, I mean, it works out so well. It sounds so good. I got the mix back, and I was like, I hate listening to myself. I'd rather die than listen to myself on a recording. And I listened to it, and I was like, oh, it's really fucking good. I can't stop listening to it. You know, it's always a good sign when that happens. You know, I think I had that moment with literally every song of the album, where the final version came back, and I was like, yeah, this fucks, actually. And yeah, now Complete the Circuit is real. I had people record a bunch of calls and mix for that. I never forgot. I never forgot about the like calls and mix that everyone recorded. I'm just using it towards a music video. It's taking a little bit longer than I anticipated, mainly because I'm running the show on that, and I need to get my shit together after finishing off. I mean, I'm on vacation, essentially. I'm on a little creative vacation to like relax and reinvigorate and find more stuff that I like. So like, I'm a little behind on that, but I didn't forget. I mean, I still have it. I still have everyone's stuff, and I'm still working on it. So expect a Complete the Circuit music video at some point. I think Complete the Circuit kind of sets the tone for the rest of the EP. Then we're coming down to Perfect Future. Hi, I see Aiden in the chat. I don't remember how we sourced the original demo for Perfect Future from George. I think it was an art trade. I think it was an art trade that you and him have, and you were like, you know what? He's a fan of Tokusatsu. Let's work with him on this. And then you went to Japan. Yeah, and then you went to Japan, and the both of us got so busy that it sat there, and we sat on it for a while. And we were like, when do you wanna work on the lyrics for this? I don't know. Well, I'm in Japan, and there's a 12-hour difference, and well, maybe when you come to Japan, or maybe when I'm in the States next, or listen, that's just how it goes. I mean, that's not even a dig. That's not a dig at all. Like, I know people are gonna be like bitches about it, but like, we kind of pass this back and forth between each other for a bit, and you know, and then at one point we were like, you're back in the States, and like you and me were like, Aiden came back to the States, and we were like, you know what, let's just finish this and like put it towards release and finish it. And way back at the start of my project, I had this grand idea to have this be like a multimedia thing, like make it a real Tokusatsu production, and that ended up not working because making Tokusatsu was hard when you're like one person. I mean, we had a small rogues gallery, I think, but for all intents and purposes, that era of the project came and went. And Aiden played a character named Multrix, which is a very, like, bog standard Super Sentai, like, sexy villainess. I'm sure we have pictures, or at least, like, concept art of this character lying around somewhere. And for the song, we ended up, like, just being like, why don't we just give this character, like, a send-off, essentially? Like, this is the last... I mean, I guess, like, we both just sort of were like, yeah, this is the, like, this character doesn't really get used in the universe or, like, wider lore of the old persona that I had. And it's something that we pulled from. It was really fun. A lot of the song is inspired specifically by, the double actions from Kamen Rider Den-O, which are songs sung between, like, the boy writer and, like, one of the Imagin who, like, possess him so that he becomes Kamen Rider. So it's like the writer boy gives his, like, thoughts on the situation, and the, like, Imagin gives his thoughts on the situation, and then they're very yaoi-ful about it. I mean, let's be so fucking for real. Kamen Rider Den-O is, I mean, all of Kamen Rider is just gay sex. Your contribution to Song Inspo was, yeah, you're right. And then on top of that, it is in fact Seraph of the Ring. This is a very wrestling song. I mean, this is a very wrestling song. And, you know, we recorded it, we finished it out, we got it out just under the wire. And I think it came out really good. It's really fun. I got a lot of compliments on it. It makes me happy to see that people really like this dynamic. Let me think. Oh, I lost my train of thought. It's gone. George pointed out during the production of Perfect Future, I mean, Homestuck fan he is. I mean, we're working together on something else right now. Was like, here, I'm gonna use the Pawn Ranger leitmotif. Would you say Guardian is a leitmotif? So I guess I have a leitmotif, and it's the fucking racing through the night. Yeah, it's that. So I guess I have a leitmotif now. How fitting, considering the branding for all the visual components for KAiZOU NiNGEN is very inspired by Undertale and Deltarune, a video game famous for its usage of leitmotifs. Yeah, I mean, Homestuck fan. Did I want my glasses? Yes, I do want my glasses back. I mean, I have a new pair for it, but I feel like I could be dual wielding, right? Like, I have a new... I'm gonna save this. I'm gonna hold off on these until... I'm gonna hold these up to the camera. I'm gonna hold off on these until I get to the visual components for KAiZOU NiNGEN. Because, I mean, I got really into a lot of older interests during this, and got to experience things for the first time. Like Undertale. But, yeah, Perfect Future is good. A lot of people like Perfect Future. It's gonna be like one of those songs that occasionally gets performed when me and Aiden are like in the same place in the future. I have a lot of love in my heart for Perfect Future. Yowie! Do I talk about the Yowie poll here, or do I wait until I talk about the release event? Okay, I'll talk about the Yowie poll here. So, I mean, as a bit, I think, let me go back into our messages. As a bit, I suggested, like, what if we just did a Yowie poll? What if we just, like, made people kin assign us, like, Yowie? And Aiden was like, that's funny as fuck, let's do it. Let me go back. Yeah. And I was like, there's my thought. What's your, hold on. There was, like, something evil. It was like, Yeah, silly, I like July 30th, the week before, I was like, Google form to have people submit which yaoi couple were assigned. Funniest or most submitted wins. Low pressure. Just something funny we can pull up for MC. And then we were like, yeah. Hee 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 hoo hoo hoo. Hee hee hoo hoo ha ha. Yaoi poll is funny. And I was like, I have a feeling that we're going to be kin assigned Spam Tenna because Deltarune just came out like 2 months ago. And Aiden was like, Clear and Alba. I didn't realize that I used the same image Aiden sent me of Clear and Alba in the video, like, of the supercut. That was completely unintentional. But, you know, and we were like, you know, we'll post it up on Yaoi Day. What do we put? And it was like, originally we were like, let's put the sound on the thing as like Touch You from Yarichin Bitch Club. And then we couldn't find it. And then I was like, what about that like, oh, I want some more like cover that got like associated with like Killing Stalking like videos back in the day. And we couldn't find that on Spotify either or Instagram Music either. And I was like, hey, because I'm torturing my management, right? Because you know, me and Aniwaz are in a black company. But the real villain of all of this is actually me. Like, I'm the one making this a toxic work environment. We drove back. Me and my manager, one of my co-managers, were driving back from Techo, and I was like, they have Broadway Carcat on Spotify? You're stuck in the car with me for 6.5 hours. 4, 3, 2, fuck you. Like, and, you know, I was like, oh, okay, that's crazy. Then, like, when it came time, I was like, I wonder if God fucking damn it, Dave was on Spotify and also on like available on on Instagram Music. Like past like the trend that people were using it for like earlier this year, and it was yeah, I mean, I know what, I think the funniest thing that's crazy is that in my Homestuck reread right now, I'm at the point where, like, Carcat fumbles John, which is great, actually, and I was like, here you go, love wins, here you go, Aiden, we're going with Dave Cat for this one, and that's how that worked out, and then people actually put Dave Cat on the thing. Yeah, you don't go to... I didn't know that someone had put them all on Spotify, because Broadway Carcat is not, like, one guy. Broadway Carcat stuff wasn't, like, Broadway stuff wasn't even just, like, one guy. It was, like a disconnected chunk of like random people in the fandom that like just did Homestuck themed song parodies of like popular music. yeah, I remember when Carcalicious came out actually because I was there. I was there when that was posted on Tumblr for the first time. I was there. I mean, I remember, because I think even, like, Octopimp was in on that. Like, it was, but the thing is that, like, the Homestuck fandom was so big. Like, so I was surprised to see that someone had put all of those things on there, including, like, You Can't Fight the Homestuck under Broadway Carcat, under Broadway Stuck. Because that's not, You Can't Fight the Homestuck isn't even Broadway Stuck, it's just a song parody. Like, yeah, Broadway Stuck was, like, a whole thing, it was a whole AU, it was great. But, yeah. Enough of me reminiscing. You know what I should have bought for this stream? Because we're gonna get to a certain point where, like, I feel like I need a stiff drink. I need a little wicked elixir. After a certain point. Because we're gonna be talking about Homestuck at the end of the stream. But, yeah, I mean, ultimately for the Yaoi poll, enough about Homestuck for now, ultimately for the Yaoi poll, the worst one, other than Jesus and Judas, was really Sweet Bro and Hella Jeff. I know Aiden's like, because, like, afterwards Aiden was like, I'm so glad that Jesus and Judas won out, because I was not gonna make either of them my icon, and I was like, which is so fucking funny, considering the fact that we're both in a Homestuck book club. Don't you have morals? You have more. What is more? You have morals? Aiden, you have morals? That's crazy, dog. I mean, we're incredibly lucky that this isn't like the Yuri poll, because this is, I mean, I said on twitter.com and people were like, no, that's correct, is that, in reality, you guys have voted us like Spam Penna, Sweet Bro and Hella Jeff, like, Dave Cat. The real thing here happening is that we're actually VizResi. More again, Sweet Bro and Hella Jeff, you're just allergic to the bit, man. Like, yeah, you just noticed what my shirt means? That's crazy. You should read that before our meeting tomorrow. The Yuri poll is gonna be a fight to the death. We're gonna get Toxic Yuri, and I'm... like, ask Kaya. I mean, Aiden, ask Kaya. If VizResi might be the kid assignment for us under that. I don't think Kaya knows me well enough for this, but I mean, you kind of look like Vriska a little bit, like when you had longer hair. I mean, you think you're giving up? That's understandable. I mean, we kind of look like them. I mean, we kind of look like Vriska and Terezi. Let's be real. Don't say that.
Maybe I'm, my camera. Let me configure video. Okay, here we go.
After the stream, you'll... I mean, I don't know if Kaya knows me well enough to assign me to Resi. I don't know. I mean, these are two characters that continue to bullshit each other. And our friends, and our friends. At least in my heart of hearts. No, Aiden, you are just blinding the audience. As your kin assignment. As your kin assignment dictates. Next time I see you, I'll be wearing Terezi glasses, and it'll be epic. I don't know, whatever, something. I had the Scalemate shorts. I had the Scalemate shorts growing up. I have them somewhere. Maybe. I think what's funny is that I didn't like any of them. I didn't like either Vriska or Terezi. Maybe, but now I do. Now I like both of them on my reread. That's the best thing about growing up, right? Is that you have a greater appreciation for characters that you maybe not once had a wider appreciation for. You could read Complete the Circuit not as a robot fucker anthem, but as an apology to Vriska Circuit. Complete the Circuit. Yeah. I'm gonna kill myself. Alright, anyway, we're talking talking now about I Want to Die Like a Gamera House Girl on that note. The last song in the EP. Don't worry, there's no Homestuck related story for this. Way back in the day, I used to be a subscriber to a magazine. You guys remember those? Like an anime magazine. Called Anime Insider. And way back in those days, they had everything in there. Not just anime, not just manga. They had K-pop. That's crazy. That's crazy when there was a period in time in which K-pop and J-pop were covered under the same banner because it's Asia, right? And we're Americans. That's fucking stupid. They're so different. I mean, well, whatever. And like, and also like you would have like coverage of like U.S. side releases for, you know, like Japanese media getting brought to the States. And there is an article in an Anime Insider thing called I Want to Die Like a Gamera House Girl, and it was covering, I think, like Frankenstein Girl versus Vampire or Dracula Girl or whatever the fuck that Vampire Girl or something like that. The Heisei Gamera trilogy getting a U.S. release, and the Japanese horror movie House getting a release in the States. Through some probably either Shout Factory or some sort of backwater imprint or something like that. You know how it is. House is good. I like House. House is one of my favorite horror movies of all time. I fucking love House. And I love Gamera. I love Gamera. Gamera is really neat. Gamera is filled with meat. Anytime you want some moonbeams, Gamera is the thing. Little Mystery Science Theater humor for you old fuckers in the chat. But like this title, I mean, something about that article title like struck me so much that I like, because when I found it at like a Second and Charles, like a copy of that article, in the same copy of like Anime Insider. I own that issue. I got it in the mail when I was younger. I found it at a Second and Charles, and I flipped through and I saw that, and I took a picture of the title, and I was like, this would be a great song title someday. I just don't know where I'm going to use it. And I think I included it as something in like a recap for the year 2023. And you know how it is. It stayed there, and it stayed there, and it stayed there. And I think the last track to have the youngest production cycle of those 3 songs, not counting KAiZOU NiNGEN Lives, is in fact I Want to Die Like a Gamera House Girl. This song actually started life as a song called Thesis, because it was supposed to be the thesis for the EP. It had a bunch of different names going through. I think it was going to be like either like the tagline for like the album, which is I'm me, I am, you are, we are still alive. Go back into that work channel to look at it. And this song existed in a bunch of different ways. I looked at a bunch of different composers. I made like portfolios, I didn't contact them. And the like Aquabats like new album came out. I don't remember what it's called. I think it's called, yeah, it is actually called Finally, isn't it? And that came out and had a lot of songs that I wanted to pull from. And there it sat. There it sat as, a weird indie rock song. I think at one point it had, it was called KAiZOU NiNGEN, and then had, was going to be like more Rob Zombie inspired. You know, that's how it is. Also, goodbye, Aiden. Have a good rest of your night. The rest of this VOD will be up on Monday, so no worries, no worries, no worries. And at the end of 2024, I got an email from a composer named Pompoku in the Distance, Gabby Puccinelli, and you know, they've done music for like different video games and their own music and stuff. They're very J-rock inspired, and I was like very interested. I was actually a great way to promote yourself to me is if you really want to work with me, if you're a composer and you really want to work with me, you really want to work with my voice, is to send an email to the staff chat with your portfolio, and then me and my manager will 100% like discuss it. I can't guarantee that the answer will be yes, but I can guarantee that it will be looked at, and we will discuss it among, like, me and my manager will discuss it, actually. True story. And I was like, I'm really happy with how I appreciate the shot taken, and I like their stuff. I think I'm gonna commission them. And we ended up doing it. And it was really fun. And it was the first time I got to write any lyrics for anything. I'm not really a lyricist. I've taken poetry courses before. I hadn't wrote any lyrics before that. I like doing poetry. I will never post any of my actual poetry, but I love doing it. And the lyrics for I Want to Die Like a Gamer House Girl are inspired by my like a real life experience that happened over this course of like 6 months. Where I had almost died like 6 times. I'm not going to go into the specifics of it. It's really upsetting. I think from the implication here that I'm putting forward, you can get the idea of what I mean by I almost died 6 times. I was really struggling with my mental health. And I felt like it was just over for me. Like, my life was just over. I didn't want to do this anymore. And I was going to quit doing idol stuff and die. And, like, it's really difficult to talk about. I don't want to get into, like, a lot of specifics about it. But, know that, I don't know, the thesis statement of the song is millions must try. Millions must succeed. Not at killing themselves, but, like, hope. Millions must hope. Oh, I'm bad at this. Millions must hope. Millions must try and millions must hope, and live. And that's the thing, like, I kind of had to have like a reckoning with myself as a creative during this, where I was like, what's more important to me? To take care of myself, or uphold myself to some sort of standard set forth by some arbitrary thing, like that I be in pain, really, that I be in pain while creating, to uphold some sort of expectation or thought of how I should be handling myself, or just letting go of that. Sometimes it hurts more. It hurts more to hold on to things than let go. And over the course of that, over the course of the beginning part of 2025, I got therapy. I got the help that I needed. And I, you know, and I lived. I mean, I'm here, obviously. And it was so difficult. And, I ended up stepping away from a lot of positions for my health. And I ended up, stepping away from things. A lot of my anxiety came from the pressures of being, like, seen as a community figure. And whatever the hell that means for being a Kaigai idol. Whatever being an exemplary Kaigai idol looks like. And the thing is that, like, that's stupid. I don't think that that's healthy. I mean, what were the expectations of me as an exemplary Kaigai idol? That I act a certain way. That I I don't explore what I want creatively. That I keep quiet, when I am when I'm upset, like, that I am never open about being in pain, that, I make myself as available as possible to every single person ever that would ever might want to be accessible. And I like being accessible, but the thing is that, like, there's a difference between a comfortable level of accessibility and an expectation that, like, when a random stranger says jump, I say how high. And I don't fuck with that. I really don't. I've never fucked with that. And, I just am at a point where, like, there's no pretense. There's no pretense anymore. I am who I am. And, I'm not really gonna sit here and let people make me feel like shit for being the way that I am. And I'm not hurting anybody. I'm not hurting anyone if I take care of myself. I'm not hurting anybody if I, make the art that I want, and do the projects that I want. And, I'm happier. I'm happier this way, being myself, than I ever was, trying to fill out an idea as whatever the ideal Kaigai idol is. And, that's important to me. I know that every time I say something like this, there's always someone that's going to be upset about that. But, you know what? I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I'm not responsible for that. I'm not responsible. The only person I'm responsible for is myself, really. And taking care of me. And the people I love in my life. And, I think that's going to lead to better art. And a better creative cycle for myself. And you know what? I Want to Die Like a Gamera House Girl is about living and succeeding and accepting that there are things that you can't change and you can't meet everybody's expectations. And I hope that came through. I hope I was good at conveying that through lyrics. I had a poem about it. I should maybe try and find the original poem. I think sometimes I'll do a thing where I'll make something, I'll finish it, and then I'll do whatever it takes, like go wherever it takes me, and then I destroy it. as a creative exercise. I mean, it's not like destroy because I think it's shit. It's destroy as a creative exercise to let things serve you and then let them go. But yeah, I mean that's where we're at. I feel like that was really like a hard left turn from Broadway Car Cat into I lived, bitch, and I'm better for it. But it was fun. I look forward to writing more lyrics. I've always been a fan of the most impersonal title always holds. the most personal lyrics. I think that's a good thing. And now, while we're at the end of talking about the production of the songs, I'm gonna post this here. Hi, you can ask me questions, and I will answer them. I will answer them after I talk about the visual components for KAiZOU NiNGEN and the release event. I think I might start with the release event, actually. The release event is at Otakon. I think I have way less to say about the release event than the creative process. You got sent to Ad Hell? Oh no, I'm so sorry. We can talk about the release event. We'll talk about the release event first. I have far less thoughts about the release event than the visual components. So I applied to Otakon when the EP was mainly about almost done. And I was like, hey, I have this release event I want to do for my EP. Please, Jenny, please. And Jenny was like, okay, Sean. Okay, Pon. Yeah, I just used my real human name because me and Jenny are on a first name, real name basis. Are you fucking shitting me right now, man? Live stream. They're like, okay, Pon. There you go. Here you go. Here's your release party. And you know, there were some technical issues that that just couldn't really be helped during it. It threw me off my game just a little bit. But I think the more important part is that the people that attended had a good time. And it seems like everyone did. A lot of people came by. I love this, like, they're like, I love the new costume, I love the new stuff. And yeah, I mean, that's the EP release event. I really appreciate Otakon for having me do it there. We had briefly considered doing what's it called? This as this release event as a you know, as a standalone live event, really. You know, I'll let you guys be in Ad Hell and just ramble a little bit more about a little ramble about Otakon just a little bit more. I had a lot of fun. I love Otakon. Otakon's one of my favorite conventions. I do appreciate your AdSense, Kay. I really do. Know that there really wasn't anything that you missed other than I like Otakon and I appreciate them for having me. I appreciate them for having me do my release event here. And I think I had a good time. I think it was a good time. The most important thing to me is that the experience that you guys have is as good, and or a bare minimum better than mine. Bare minimum better than mine. That's the important thing for me. As long as your experience was good, then I am happy. I live to serve. I live to serve. Now, in conclusion, we're gonna get to the visual component for KAiZOU NiNGEN. Isn't that so silly and fun? Well, the visual components always go way quicker than they always go way quicker than all the production for the songs. I kind of struggled a little bit to figure out what I wanted for the EP. I think the important thing is I didn't really know what I wanted quite yet. I know that I wanted to incorporate a brand new color, and it was between red, and green. I wanted to do green for a long time. Big Get a Robo fan. I always think that green, red, and orange look so good. And we got like we got to Bread Party, and I got this like silver ensemble with the ribbons and everything. And I think we've ended up making it a yearly tradition that the Bread Party costume is kind of going to be a precursor or teaser for the next costume. I think I'm really going to make this a yearly tradition because it so happened with Bread Party 2024, I had that blue dress, right, and the party hat and all the little accessories and things. And I had all that, and then on top of that, the next costume for Power Ranger Sanjo was blue and orange, and yellow. And you could argue that, like, yeah, okay, yeah, the dress was blue because of Guardian. Okay, yeah, that, and also I look good in that color. So, alright. But, like, that, and then, like, just, like, the cut and, like, the overskirt and everything for Bread Party 2024 to the Power Ranger Sanjo costume maps over really neatly. And I think here with regard to, like, the KAiZOU NiNGEN costume is, this year at Bread Party, I wore a silver outfit with a ribbons motif. And, you know, that kind of just unconsciously made its way into the KAiZOU NiNGEN outfit. I had this similar silver brocade material just hanging around. I was going to at one point make a bunch of Revue Starlight cosplays with it, but then I ended up just not. So I just had like 6 yards of it hanging around. And, you know, I was like, I have that, and then I had all of this green fabric. This, like, beautiful, like, very flowy green fabric, and I had a bunch of this orange fabric lying around from my previous costumes. And, you know, I crafted the costume from there, because I wanted to kind of, crafting on a budget, use what you have. And, you know, it kind of shook out that, like, it had, like, these big chiffon ribbons, and these, you know, or nylon, or whatever the fuck material that is, ribbons, on the side, and the brocade, and it matched the Bread Party outfit quite nicely. I think I want to make this a yearly tradition. But more importantly, and as to why you are listening to Undertale and Deltarune music as we're talking here. Oh, it's wonderful. How wonderful that Battle Against a True Hero is on now. While I talk about this, I played Undertale for the first time in May. Start of June. May, June-ish. Right before the costume was supposed to go into production. And I played it. I was feeling like shit one day, and I was like, on my healing journey and choosing not to make a bad choice when I feel upset, you know, or a choice that harms me when I'm upset. I said, I feel like crap, but instead of feeling like crap, I should just go play Undertale like my friends have been telling me to do. Because my friends have been like, this is a time in your life where you need to play Undertale, and I'm like, I put off playing Undertale for like 10 years. I think today is Undertale's birthday. I think, right? No, next week. 2 weeks from now. Oh well. It's getting close to Undertale's birthday. Undertale's 10th birthday, in fact. But I played Undertale for the first time. And something about the message of Undertale got me. Because it found me when it needed it. When I needed it the most. And ultimately, Undertale is about forgiveness. It's about forgiveness of other people. It's about making the choice not to hurt other people. It's about making the choice to forgive other people. And it's about kindness. And that was something I really needed to hear. And when I played it, one of my favorite characters is actually Undyne. And Undyne reminds me of myself a lot. I don't know how to elaborate on this. She's doing what she feels is right for her community. And she has this idea of like it, but she loves her friends, and she's proven wrong. I mean, her idea, what she's protecting, she's trying to protect the community from humans, and she's wrong because of you. And you know, I mean, she got rage baited by a 4-year-old, but you know, for some reason it really resonated with me. I never played the genocide route. I never did. The anime is real, right? To me. And that's also just me as fuck. Anime is real, right? I don't know. I never played the genocide route. I never got around to doing it. I couldn't bring myself to. I couldn't bring myself to after doing the neutral and pacifist. And the only reason I got a neutral route in the first place is because I didn't realize you couldn't eat the carrot in the ruins. I just couldn't. But as I finished working on KAiZOU NiNGEN, like for the visual components, and we settled on green, and I was designing the costume. It was very much inspired by Undyne's like base spray, and then I was told by my co-manager Kay, hey, do you know about Undyne the Undying from the genocide route? And I said no, because I never played the genocide route. And there's like the set of lines that she says where it's like, I can't die. There's so many people relying on me. I feel their hearts beating as one, or something like that. Really resonated with me. And, you know, it's how I felt. It's how I felt going through that personal journey. After almost dying 6 times. And I survived every single time, right? I can't die. I'm getting a little choked up about it. It resonated, and in a lot of ways that I carry Undyne with me through that costume. I'm pointing because it's hung up over there, and it fits so well. I fucking love Undyne. And then of course immediately after I finished playing Undertale, I played Deltarune. I fucking love Deltarune. Deltarune's really good. You know, and I also went into Undertale completely blind. I went into Deltarune completely blind. I had no idea what happened in this other than, like, at some point there's a little puppet man who says a funny word. And then they want to do crazy things to the TV's uterus on Twitter.com. And that's it. But I played Deltarune, and I finished it. Finished it right before Otakon, right before the release event. And, you know, like, sitting there in the fabric of this design, because I had finalized the design when I finished chapter 1, and I started working on it after I finished chapter 1, was, I mean, Chris sits there. I mean, Chris is also kind of in that costume, isn't it? You know, aren't they? Isn't the vibe of Chris's character in my costume, isn't it? And you know, especially since I have that big juicy heart, like on the one side. No one ever notices that. Oh, by the way, that's something someone told me at like every time I'm like, look at my heart. They're like, I never even saw that. It's made of the same material as the ribbons. You know, Chris also kind of lives in that costume too. And something freedom. And playing the game, my friends around me were like, you know what, you're exactly like Susie. I mean, for all intents and purposes, you are Susie. And I'm like, no, there's no way I'm like Susie, okay? There's absolutely no fucking way. And then I played the game and, shit, I'm exactly like Susie in real life, aren't I? I mean, ultimately, the three characters, the three heroes, are also, I mean, all three of them really resonated with me in some way. Feeling as if I have no control over where life takes me, good or bad. And feeling like there isn't, like, that the odds are stacked against me in some way, or like feeling like I have to be a way to keep the peace, is also really resonated with me. Because fundamentally, the three heroes are all very lonely people that find solace in each other, right? You know, and that's very important. That both of those games are very important to me. Their messages found me at a time when I really needed them, and so, you know, the monochromatic design philosophy for Deltarune really influenced my stuff for KAiZOU NiNGEN. But yeah, and then after that, I mean, Aiden invited me to go do a Homestuck book club with them and one of their friends. And I loved Homestuck. I was a big Homestuck. In the same way that Pawn Ranger is my life right now, Homestuck was my life at 13. I mean, I was just about as dedicated to Homestuck as I am to Pawn Ranger now. And you know, Homestuck as a work, right, is something that influenced me a lot, because it came to me at a really important, first book club meeting tomorrow. It came to me at a really formative age, and everything I do as an idol, as an artist, carries the DNA of Homestuck in it. I mean, do you ever just wake up one day and realize that every single choice that you've made creatively, right down to your personal fashion sense, was influenced by a non-binary person making a webcomic in 2009. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. I look like I'm in the running for a John Egbert lookalike contest most days of the week. Shit. I pulled on the wire by accident. Not right back while I settle this. Oh shit. I mean, is it really a Power Ranger stream without me throwing something halfway across the room? Isn't it? Isn't that fun? Isn't it fun to know that I do that with all my shit? Oh, I'm the best. I'm the best at streaming. Alright, brand new angle. Let's do it. Isn't that beautiful? Alright, well, let me move this back towards my face. You know, I grew up with Homestuck. I don't know where to begin with my influences. But I should maybe start here, right? Well, first I'm going to take these off. And then I'm going to put on my other pair of glasses that I own. You know, and for those playing at home, I got these glasses as a teenager, and they're still the right prescription. And now, I want you to tell me who you think I kinned in high school. I want you to look at me with these frames. I'm going to move my hair back. I want you to look at these frames. And I want you to tell me who you thought I kinned in high school. Because it certainly was a certain heiress to a certain baking company fortune. You know how it is. However, we should start with Homestuck's influence over KAiZOU NiNGEN using these. I should probably also wipe these off. My greasy little hands. My greasy, grubby little hands. Making these. These are new. These are for the KAiZOU NiNGEN costume. Where do we begin? Where the fuck do I start? Someone called the KAiZOU NiNGEN outfit a god tier, and I disagree with that wholeheartedly, because this is an alchemizer outfit. That's an alchemizer outfit. Because if I had a god tier, you would never hear the end of it. If you had a god tier, if I had a god tier inspired outfit, it would literally just be a god tier outfit, actually. You know, I haven't completed my character arc yet. Maybe next time. Let's see. I'm gonna save the rest of this conversation for what's coming next, because I am in fact making a Homestuck fan song. Isn't that wonderful? So like, if you like me, if you're watching the VOD, if you were into Homestuck back in 2013, and you feel mysteriously drawn to me and my project, you don't know, then you weren't sure about all that Kai Guy idol shit, but something about me just seems so familiar, and you like it. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. I'm not just reheating Andrew Hussey's nachos. I'm raiding their fridge. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. This is kind of pathetic. Anyway, alright, I'm gonna swap these out for my square glasses anyway. But, I'm only gonna get worse. I'm only gonna get worse through my, through the next album. Anyway, let's get right into the fan questions from the Google form. Now, if you haven't had a chance to ask any questions through the Google form, you can see that right here in the chat. How wonderful. And we'll start with the first one here. The first question is, how much bread was consumed in the making of KAiZOU NiNGEN? Well, the production cycle was like 2 years, right? So, a lot, probably. They opened up 2 Paris baguettes within half an hour of me. So, for all intents and purposes, I'm not only cooked, I am broiled and fucked. Truly. Quite a lot of bread. Quite a lot of bread was eaten. I like bread. As of recently, I haven't been eating super well, but right before today's stream, I went to Paris Baguette, and I have breakfast for tomorrow waiting for me, which is a ham and cheese croissant, and I have a couple of sweet breads to eat throughout the week. Eating check who ate dinner. I ate dinner. I went to Cura, and then I went to Paris Baguette. The next question I have in the form is, what's next? How wonderful. What's next for me right now, as of where we're at right now, is I am currently taking a little break to rest and relax as a treat, you know, because I worked really hard. I ground myself into a dust working on KAiZOU NiNGEN. So I took the rest of August, I'm taking all of September, and then I'm taking a good chunk of October to rest and regroup and get some more irons in the fire, which, goddammit, that I've learned recently is apparently another Homestuck phrase that I use frequently. That the phrase, does anyone have as many irons in the fire as me, is apparently from Homestuck, specifically. But I doubt it. But, you know, where we're at right now is I'm taking a break. And then after my break, I'll be performing at US Idol Fest in California. I'll be doing a show with some fresh new originals and a reminder to myself to do my taxes while I'm thinking out loud. You know, oops. Yeah, but I'm doing US Idol Fest, and there will be a couple of new songs. I'm actually currently working on a full-length album. I haven't decided what I do have ideas. I do have ideas for what I want the theming to be for it. It has a title. It's called All the Things You Can Dream with Bakery Sentai. It's in progress. It's been in progress for 3 years, honestly. As of right now, I mean, the track list just keeps getting bigger and bigger. But, I mean, it's new music, it's re-records of old songs. I'm working with a bunch of people that I really wanted to work with for a while. I put up a poll in my Discord server that was like, what song do you think will be completed first? And I gave a bunch of emojis. Let me talk about what that could possibly mean. What that could possibly mean with regard to this. So let me find this real quick. Okay, so 5 songs. Five songs entered production at the same time. And it was a bread emoji, a space aspect emoji from Homestuck, a entitled Exporting Cocaine, which is a really bit-crunched gif of a small cat walking around, a blue heart pen light, and a melon. So, the first song is a track called Rise Up Redwinter, which, if you've been a long-time Pawn Ranger fan, is finally getting done. And released. I fucking love Rise Up Redwinter. The song after that, being represented by the Claspect symbol for space from Homestuck, is, in fact, a Homestuck fan song, entitled Garden Gnostic, about Jade Harley. I've grown to appreciate Jade as an adult. Growing up, I fucking hated her. And it's entirely because she's everything that I wanted to be growing up, really. Childhood jealousy is funny like that sometimes. But I felt so inspired by like, rereading Homestuck to make a song about Jade. And I'm working with the composer for Perfect Future, George, on it, because he's also a huge Homestuck. It's gonna be really fun. What's it called? That inspo playlist is filled to the brim with the Japanese rock band Judy and Mary, because that's very her in my mind. I fucking love Judy and Mary, man. I think you guys should listen to Judy and Mary. Exporting Cocaine, Cat, is a song that is currently temporarily titled in our work chat as Grabs Every Single Dopamine Receptor by the Balls. It's a Dempa track. Now, if I could open, me and the composer Penny, a singular scent, together, we're working on, like, collecting samples for it. If I could read off to you some of the samples that exist in this folder. Starting with Zachary Laugh and Meow from Off, because I love Off. The bass boosted sound effect. Chippy Chippy Chappa Chappa Doobie Doobie Dabba Dabba. That song? Is that Freddy Fazbear? Jersey Club Bed Squeak beats. Several of them. They're like, oh! Meme? Michael, Don't Leave Me Here is in there. The Kitiska voice sample from Earthbound. And a sample entitled Sandwich, which is gonna happen. We have discussed further sample usage from the Angry Video Game Nerd, Hong Kong 97, Sonic Eraser versus, and Toby Fox stuff. There's a lot going on for this song. It's going to have a more normal title than Grabs Every Dopamine Receptor by the Balls, but I am in fact making a Dempa track about being a lazy piece of shit that plays video games all day. So I'm gonna take you back to the past to give you a song in general. Song in general. Alright, and then what was the other song? The blue one, the one represented with the blue pen light, is a track that I'm working on with Uwer. Uwer from Purgatory. He rocks. I love him. Are you fucking kidding me? I love that guy. And then, last but not least, the song that's represented by the melon. My good friend, Mr. Kalia, had given me permission to make a cover of Neketsu Idol Hour. So not really an original song for me, but a brand new instrument. I'm working on a brand new instrumental with Pompoko in the Distance for Neketsu Idol Hour right now. And, you know, I love it. I mean, it's, they sent me a file actually recently, so I have to look at it. But if you real 90s kids remember 2024 when I did a collaboration show with Melancholia, that I covered Neketsu Idol Hour. We covered each of our songs, and I covered Neketsu Idol Hour, and he covered Guardian, because he wrote the lyrics. So I'm doing a bigger, proper cover of Neketsu Idol Hour. Which of these will get done first? If you placed your bets, Rise Up Breadwinner is done. Rise Up Breadwinner just got mixed. So, that's it. That's done. It's done. The next one that's going to be done is currently between the Jade song and the Dempa song. They're currently getting worked on right now. God, what is wrong with me? And then Neketsu Idol Hour is after. And then Neketsu Idol Hour and the Uber song are working together right now. So that's great. If anyone watching this wants to actually see these when the demos are done, wow, what a segue. I definitely did not have a link set up for me to post that. Oh boy, howdy. Wow, I bet you guys would love to support me on Patreon. I bet you guys would love to support me on Patreon. Please work. I'll be posting stuff. It's only $1 a month. And it lets me make more music, actually. Literally, if even one day I would hope to have 100 people supporting me on Patreon, so that I can crush out a lot more original music and stuff that I want to do. So that's one of my goals. One of my 5-year goals is to get 100 Patreon supporters. Give me your money. I'm back to posting at least once or twice a month now. Yippee! And when we have enough, we'll do more live streams on YouTube. Isn't that crazy? Alright, let's get to the next question. My favorite Homestuck character. I have 3 answers for this. One of them is, this is a character that I have much fondness in my heart for, and identified with growing up. The second answer is my political answer to my favorite character. And the third one is going to make you go, really, Pun? That's your answer? What are you, a sick fuck? And I said this on Twitter, and people were like, oh, it's Gamzee, isn't it? It's Gamzee. You shouldn't be ashamed of liking Gamzee. I'm not ashamed of liking Gamzee. I like Gamzee. I think Gamzee is a respectable character. For what it's worth. And, no, it's worse than that. I don't know why Gamzee is seen as, like, the worst choice here. Gamzee is a pretty okay choice. So we'll start with the first one, which is a character that I identified with growing up, and it's Jane. I love Jane. Jane is my favorite. By my glasses, the 2 that I have, I've been riding the Egbert Crocker line for 13 years straight, and it just loops around in circles. I love Jane. I'm curious to see if that's going to change with my reread. I was there when the webcomic was coming out, and I was like the same age as the characters, right? Or roughly. So I really identified with Jane as like a character. Just everything about her. And I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna feel the same way. Which is kind of a scary thought, but for now, she is one of my favorite characters. Now, my political answer, which is also a real answer, is Spade Slick. I am a gigantic intermission fan. I love the intermission. If you say to skip it, fuck you, it sets up the rest of the webcomic. All of the time shit, and also, like, the felt and, like, Lord English and everything, like, it sets it up there, and I don't know why people were like, you can just skip the intermission. Okay, just because there's no kids and trolls in it? Alright. This is the same time period in which we all rejected Doctor Who for being an old man! Come on! But I do love Spade Slick. He is my favorite Midnight crew member. Love him. That's my scrumblo. That is kind of my glup shitto for Homestuck. Now, alright, are we sat? Are we sat before I have to do KAiZOU? Are we sat? Good. I hope so. Know that before I answer this, KAiZOU NiNGEN is green because of Undyne. KAiZOU NiNGEN is green because of Undyne. And this wasn't even a thought in my head when I worked on this album. My favorite Homestuck character of all time is Doc Scratch. I love Doc Scratch. He is my favorite. He was my favorite growing up. He is my favorite now. He is a bad person. He is objectively the worst. He is named after the biblical devil. When I say I love Doc Scratch, I'm not condoning his behavior. This man fucks around with children, little girls, and owns a slave. I think he's a well-written character. I love that guy. You can't... My face is turning red and I can see it, and I can see it in my camera. And that's about as far as we're going to talk about Doc Scratch tonight before I incriminate myself. Just know that I'm no better, and I would willingly fold in that situation. And if you're eating sherbet with me, and you're not cool with that, you're not eating sherbet with me at all. I'm a genuine freak. Anyway, next question. I mean, I feel like it should tell you a lot that me and some of my friends engage in a the game style game, or like getting like stick bugged or whatever. Variant of this called Getting Scratched, in which we send each other, like, in which I'm usually at the end of getting scratched, because I keep my notifications off, so I don't get, like, your friend sent you a photo, and this is what it looks like. It's, I'll just open chats, and there he is. But it's where we send, it's that much of an in-joke. That's how much I like this guy. If I ever was to do a imaginary collab with Homestuck in the future, I think I might actually request to be associated with that character. Even though my management would not be happy, because both of my management has read Homestuck. I was like, really? Really not Jade? Really not John? Not any of the kids? Not even any of the trolls? Briscoe would be better. Come on. But yes, I digress. My songwriting... What is my songwriting process? My songwriting process is Faith guides my steps. the better off. I am very fresh to songwriting. Right now, as it stands, my songwriting is I put down a couple of ideas and then I build on the bit. And then for my lyric writing, it's I start with the verses and then I do everything else and then I go back and I fix it. You know, I'm very fresh, and I'm gonna keep this here as like a time capsule of, you know, of where my process is like here in the now in like September 2025, because I really like composing and I really like lyric writing. I really like it, so I think I'm just gonna like keep working at it, and eventually I'll develop a real process that isn't just I fuck around and I find out. That's not actually how that term is used, is it? You know, I fuck around and see what happens. But the next one is, who would I like to collaborate with next? I'm actually collaborating with quite a few artists for my next songs. I'm collaborating with Uwer, I'm collaborating with my homie Penny, Singular Scent. I'm collaborating again with Pump Hook in the Distance. I'm collaborating a lot. And I would love to collaborate with more of my friends, actually. I would love to collaborate with my friends Pengy and Phoebe. I'd like to shooting my big shot here. I'd love to collaborate with like a corporate, not corporate, independent, and that's the word for it. Independent VTuber, like, would love to, like, what's Aegis Link? That could be fun. Or like, Mint could be fun. Or like, Doki could be fun. But that's never gonna happen, let's be so real. I mean, let's never say never, but, you know, that's unlikely to happen. But like, I've found myself really enjoying VTuber stuff. I mean, if you're a VTuber fan, you're watching this VOD to this point, you weren't scared off by the freak shit. And let's face it, if you're a VTuber fan, you might be a fan of the freak shit. You know, I've definitely fallen in love with VTuber stuff. I've started doing it myself. This is not the time or place to talk about it, but like, I think VTubers are really interesting, and that the medium combines like live action animation, essentially. I mean, this is like, it's essentially you're playing around with a puppet. And I think that's really cool. And I've also fallen very much in love with a lot of VTuber fan communities. Everyone has been incredibly kind. I don't know, I really like it. Welcome. But yes, I'm putting my shot out there. I mean, of course, I can always just message my friends and be like, you want to work on something together, bud? Who knows? We'll see what happens. I see a question of, what are these new upcoming songs you mentioned in the Discord? Well, I've talked about them. It's a new album in the works. Maybe it'll be done by next year. Maybe it won't. We'll see what happens. I really should have screened these. I mean, I tried to. This question is, would you have sex with your fans? Are you offering? I mean, is this an offer? Is this a proposition? I mean, that would be like an abuse of power, wouldn't it? I mean, I'm not against the idea, but it's not something I would seek out. The next question is, if I had the chance, would I collaborate with Andrew Hussey? Are you fucking kidding me? Yes. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, Homestuck is the whole reason I'm an artist. It influenced the way that, like, I do art. The ways that, like, I love to work with, like, other people to create things, and, like, that's why my branding is so strong. It's because, like, I learned so much from that work, and then moved around with it. Yes, of course. If that were to ever happen, which I doubt it would ever, I would love to work with Andrew Hussey. That'd be crazy. The next thing is Homestuck Review / book club when? Well, wouldn't you like to join my Discord server? Wouldn't you love that? Because when they start re-releasing it on the official website, that's when we're gonna, like, do a weekly meeting. And then it's gonna be me trapped in here with you. Are you trapped in here with me? Hold on, let me grab a server invite to my Discord server. If you're not in there already, I can't read, copy. Alright, here's a link. How wonderful. I mean, that's the plan. I mean, you're all gonna find out that I talk like a Homestuck character anyway. You're gonna see it. You're gonna see it. We'll do silly voices together and read and have a good time all around. And then the last question for the night is, I keep messing up the Bossalot ship for the Yaoi poll. Who are we tagging between you and Aiden for Otasune? Snake and Otacon. Well, I think the thing is that for Bossalot, I'm Big Boss. And Aiden is Ocelot. I think that's the important thing. I mean, considering the fact that I'm literally one of the co-founders and co-leaders of WSF, which is literally named for the organization that Big Boss starts in Peace Walker. They've made me Big Boss. I'm Big Boss. The idol that sold the world, I suppose. But for me and Aiden, for Otasune, for Snake Otacon, I think I'm Otacon, actually. And the only reason why is because at least 2 to 3 times a year, sometimes 4, I'll say something, whenever me and Aiden, like, hang out in real life, something will come out of my mouth, and Aiden will be like, what the fuck are you talking about? And I'll be like, it's from an anime. It's from this anime that, like, came out years ago. Do you not know what this anime is? And Aiden will be like, I got into anime when I was 14. Or, like, 15. Not until recently. And even then, it was Vocaloid. And I'm like, so you don't remember this Vocaloid song at all? And Aiden's like, no. So, realistically, I'm Otacon for this. Because I do kind of sit here and be like, it's just like my Japanese animes. Cheers. I guess. But I feel like they're not really like us at all. I mean, they're not really quite like us at all. I think Bossalot might actually be better. He wanted to make robots just like in the Japanese animes. Christ. I mean, that's all his dad's fault, right? Huey? It's Huey, right? I haven't played 5. Or 4. I haven't played Phantom Pain. Or, wait. Oh, what the fuck's wrong with me? Why do I not remembering anything from Metal Gear? We don't speak that freaks. Yeah. Speaking of video games, has anyone else played the Off remake? Peace Walker. Yeah, Peace Walker takes place between 3 and 5. It's a PSP game. Poops. Yeah. Yeah. But has anyone played the Off remake? I love Off. My favorite video game of all time is Off. And I'm taking the end of this stream as an opportunity to talk about Off. Off is an RPG Maker game from 2008. A French RPG Maker game from 2008 about where you play as a guy called the Batter and you kill ghosts. It's a nice game for cute children. It's my favorite game of all time. It's my highest recommendation, and it's why this that was going to be a video turned into a stream. Because I spent the last few weeks playing, and I love Off. It's my favorite game. Let me put a link to the 3.0 translation. Off. Actually, I think I like the 2.0 translation better. I like the 2.0 translation better than the 3.0. I think I have the 3.0 too. I'll find it. I'll put it in my Discord server. I like Off. I think this remake is really good. This is kind of the definitive version in my head. I'm so down bad for the Batter. Are you kidding me? That's my husband of 13 years. I love that guy, and it just makes me so happy to see that people are seeing it now. I guess this is a story that loops right back into Homestuck, because when Homestuck went on hiatus back in the day, you had 2 paths ahead of you, and the first one was to Danganronpa, and you became a bona fide antisocial freak, or you went over to Off and you got shit ton of erotica to your dome, and made you a different kind of freak. And I went to Off. I liked the game. I liked the vibe it had. It scared the shit out of me. And all the fan art was really good. All the fan fiction was really good. I cosplayed Zachary. If I go to MagFest this year, I think I'm going to cosplay Zachary again. I love this guy. I love everything about it. I love the auxiliary media. I love Mordisco's art. Mordiscos is another gigantic influence on my illustration style. I love Off. And I think right now it's on sale for $12. So you really have nothing to lose. It's only a 7-hour game. If you really go for gold to complete everything. I like it. It's good. And I don't know where and when. I mean, so many clear media inspirations for me. So many direct ones, and I don't know where Off fits into all of that. But we'll figure it out. Well, I think that about wraps it up for today's stream. If no one has any additional questions for me, I think I'm gonna close the forum right now. All right, there we go. All right, so I've closed the forum. that's it for tonight. I hope you guys really enjoyed KAiZOU NiNGEN. It's up on Bandcamp and Ko-fi now as a digital download. I am having a hell of a time with printer stuff right now, so there may be a little bit of a delay to the physical pre-orders and a standard physical release for KAiZOU NiNGEN, but like, it is what it is. It happens. It'll happen. It'll happen when it happens. I'll keep you guys posted. Maybe I'm overthinking it, because like it's only been like a couple of weeks, and maybe it'll all shake out okay, and maybe it won't be the worst thing. This has been like the hardest, the shakiest release that I think I've ever had. But if and the last time I released original music, I was laid up in bed because I just had surgery last year. I want to end off this Q&A stream with, what does KAiZOU NiNGEN mean? And KAiZOU NiNGEN it literally means like augmented human. It's a cyborg. And it's taken from the original Kamen Rider. That's what they call Takeshi Hongo. He is a KAiZOU NiNGEN. And it's something that, like, I kicked around in my head as an idea for the EP. The EP was actually going to have, at one point, the albums, the all the things you can dream of Bakery Sentai as the title. And then I was like, I don't want to use that for this. And it swapped titles. Let me see if I can find the original title. Like, KAiZOU NiNGEN was going to be a song on the EP, and then it turned into the title. And where KAiZOU NiNGEN comes from is other than Kamen Rider, is when I had surgery last year, they grafted a piece of cartilage from a donor body into my nose. The important thing here is that, like, I had a collapsed nose internally. Part of my cartilage was keeping my nose up, but all of the internal structures like had collapsed in on itself, and I couldn't breathe well. I was constantly getting sick, and I didn't know what was going on. And that was everything. Like, I had like cardiovascular issues because of it. Like, you never realize how important it is to breathe. To be able to breathe on the rest of the systems in your body. And I broke my hand on tour because I punched a door frame. And I hit my head when I was on tour here. When I think about it. And I always had a deviated septum, most people do. But I had hit my head here. And it felt weird in my nose. While touring in 2023. And it just was like that for like a whole year. I was so sick. I was so tired. I couldn't sleep. And that's all been fixed now with surgery. But I ended up, like, I had surgery to remove, like, ovarian cancer back in 2022, and then, you know, they took a significant amount of tissue from my body, and, you know, that's always a weird foreign feeling. And then, you know, I had a lot of different surgeries. I mean, a lot of different health issues, a lot of invasive procedures, and when I did, like, that surgery, I had to have a graft. I'm carrying another person's body part inside of my body. They donated their nose cartilage because I didn't need it anymore because they were a donor and they died. And like, there's something about that, about missing tissues and about gaining tissues from other people. It's crazy that the human body can do that. But in a lot of ways, I feel like so many parts of, like, after all these surgical things, I've had so many things removed from me and so many things added to me that, like, you have it's an experience. And the only reason why all of those are able to happen, if we lived in a world without these, like, surgeries, and these techniques, I would just be kind of suffering with them, with these conditions. And, you know, I'm not saying I'm less than human for experiencing it. These are common experiences, but it makes me think about my humanity in a different way, doing these experiences. And also how, I mean, if you're a person living in the States, how cold the medical system is, how cold it is, especially if you I live in an area with a lot of major hospitals, and research hospitals, how quickly you find yourself being, you know, being less of a person and more of a patient, you know, in those instances. A job to be done, a name on a list, a number, a patient number, a birth date. It makes you think. But not to get crazy sad. It makes you think, and those experiences are reflected back in my art now, and that's it. That's what I want to leave you guys with. I survived, and now, and something. I can feel all their hearts beating as one. Well, that's it for today's stream. That's it for the Q&A stream. I really hope you guys got a little bit more insight into KAiZOU NiNGEN. Watch as I do one of these things for a full-length album, and we're here for 5 hours. I can talk to you guys all day. Aren't you guys so sweet? Also, hello, Laughing Mecca. Thank you for joining us at the last minute. I am so sorry that I'm starting the stream and you just got here. No, it's okay. I'm gonna put the VOD up on Monday, so the full video will be up on Monday. And that being said, you know, I didn't expect so many people to actually turn out. I see that we have, I think, like 5 people in chat. That makes me happy. 5 whole people in chat tonight so far, maybe 6. I can't really see what the live counter is, but don't tell me. You know, all of my friends are at Vexpo, and all of my friends are at CCE. So, you know, I hope you had a good time. This will definitely be up as like a VOD on Monday, and I hope I'll see you guys then. KAiZOU NiNGEN is now up and available on on my streaming stuff. Yes, of course, all streaming services. But more importantly, if you want the digital download, coughs into my mic, the whole kit and caboodle is up on Bandcamp, and it's still Bandcamp Friday, because I'll still get all that money, if you want to support it. And the digital release is also on Ko-fi. It's great. I worked so hard on getting this, I worked so hard on all of the stuff for the graphics for this, so I really want you guys to enjoy it. I'm really proud of it. I love doing album art, truly. I love doing graphic design. Graphic design is my passion. I'm okay at it. And let me see. And if you guys wanted to see if you can get yourselves the EP cheaper, you guys like getting things cheaply, right? And I trust you guys to be really cool about all that. When I tell you this little secret, this little life hack. This life hack is, the life hack here is that I have the whole album up on Patreon for $1 a month. That's right. You can get KAiZOU NiNGEN and also my library of other original music for $1 a month on Patreon, plus a bunch of new quirks and perks. I trust you guys if you have it in your heart to become a patron and continue being a patron for a couple of months. I trust you guys to do that. I trust you guys to be really cool. And if you break my trust, I'll cry and explode and be really sad. I just want you guys to have my art, really. But that being said, I think we're going to end off the stream here tonight for now. I really hope you guys enjoyed KAiZOU NiNGEN. I hope you guys enjoyed hearing a little bit about the process and the story behind the EP. And I hope you guys enjoy my dog coming into my room. Hello? Hi, she's busting in. Hi, Pickles. Oh, look, it's a puppy. Oh, it's a puppy. I'm sorry, I don't control when my parents get home. Get out, please get out of my garbage. Please stay out of my garbage can. Can you say hi to the people on Twitch? Hi, baby. Aww. Hi. Can you say hi to the people on Twitch instead of, like, turning away from the camera? Hi, baby. Hi. Yeah, you know the end of the stream is soon. Yeah. Good dog. Good dog, best friend. Alright. I'll see you guys again sometime soon. I'll see you guys at Yusuf. And if not, I'll see you guys in my Discord server. Bye!